Alright, welcome to Frog's Adventures 2: The Lost Wand. This is an experience, to say the least. Once again, I'm gonna have to explain some things that I skip over. Oh heck, that was a mic? Okay. Whoopsie. But yeah, this game came out in 2002, 3 years before Helmet Chaos, and it's kind of strange. Frogger starts noticing strange things occurring in his house at Firefly Swamp, such as his remote turning into flowers and doves bursting out of the fridge. So he goes to the mirror to splash water on his face, revive himself a bit, and some magic dude pops out and starts explaining how the magic world is branching over into the real world, and pretty soon everything will be destroyed by magic. And so we have to seek the 5 shattered shards of the Eternity Wand, return them to its alleged original owner, and save the world once again, because that's what frogs do. So, with that in mind, one second. Just had to pull up my quick, easy reference for the 5 potential patterns we're gonna get in the boss fight. I'll explain that more later, but it does save 2 minutes off of the run, so I'll be well underestimate, since I just discovered this a few days ago. It's gonna be very exciting and might even get a record live on stream, so who knows. But we'll see. Anyway, we are ready to go in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, hit L, A, and then L, and we're off. So this game controls way differently from a lot of Froggers. For example, you can do that. You can die. Alright, so this is no longer world record pace, I'm sorry. Also hitboxes, but yeah. Let's just pretend they started right now. I'm also about to die, like actually lose all of my lives. So this is an excellent start. High quality video game. Unskippable tutorial. Alright, we made it out of the first level, guys. Let's get some hype for that. Shoutouts to my HUD showing 0 and 0. So this is the official sequel to my main speed game, Frog's Adventures Temple of the Frog. However, it was made by a different division of Konami, so it controls way differently. For example, there are no frame buffers. You cannot enter another move until the previous move has finished in its entirety, so it's pretty rough to deal with sometimes. That's going to become a lot more relevant soon. But as we get to it, I will explain it. For right now, though, we have to navigate this maze of tramps and traps. There we go. Hey Ness, thank you very much. Welcome home. So here's our first boss fight, Dozy Dragon. This guy is an auto-scroller of sorts, although there are ways to speed him up. You basically have to let this dragon that's guarding the fire shard of the Eternity Wand, you have to let him fall asleep. And then once he falls asleep, you can steal the shard from him. However, if you tongue him, you lose. If you let the Uzak birds, UZAK, squawk too long, you lose. So it's best not to. Pretty well-made fight. Pretty high-quality video game right here. You have to knock out birds with your tongue in order to steal a magical shard from a dragon. Certainly this is the peak of fine art. And it turns out it was a salamander all along, because the magic of the fire shard was causing him to turn into a dragon. So we move on to Snow World. It's the Snow World after all. Check out these snowmen with televisions in their stomachs. They're so joyous. Alright, quick strat right here that I found very recently. So yeah, basically what the buffering means is that if you mash too fast, your inputs will start dropping, which is obviously very bad. So you do have to pace yourself a bit. Frog blep. Alright, so these are the ice mines. You may notice me picking up cards and then getting a little heads-up display that says 1 out of 4, 2 out of 4. Those are not necessary for any percent. However, if there were to ever be 100% of this category, or category of this game, then they'd be required because they unlock bonus areas. Alright, there's some recent updates to the route in this level that I will attempt once, maybe twice if I fail. Here's the first one. Right, made that cycle quite handily. So far, so good. And if everything goes well, by the end of this playthrough, I will have something teen lives. Almost got all the droplets. Alright, more speed strats coming up right here. Oh, messed it up. Yep. Oh well. Not too bad of a time loss. So right there, you may have noticed me pause for a second. That was because of dropped input. That's a perfect example of what happens when that occurs. So I'll just do that skip very slowly and carefully now. If that had gone well, that would have saved approximately 8 seconds. However, we're not going to run out of lives at this point, fortunately. That's another thing to note, is that this game functions a lot differently mechanically than Helm of Chaos or The Forgotten Relic, for example. You actually have one-hit kills in this game. And in fact, I think it's the last Frogger game to do so. So here's our second boss fight. It's basically Bomberman on steroids, except you're playing as the anti-Bomberman. Collect the fire shard. We use it against him, and it turns out there is a seal in his head. By the way, if you die once during this fight, the whole thing resets, and you have to start it over. Now it starts throwing through the opponents. That's the fight. Alright, rip headphone users in about 5 seconds. Michael Bay directed this. Are you still with me? Great. Now we collect the Frost Shard. And this is the Fire World, aka Lava Temple. This area sucks. For multiple reasons. There are quite a few tedious skips. But it's still not the worst world in the game, which is the final world. Okay, made it here alright. If we do this right, we can get an extra life. Nice. Just steal that away. Pyrotechnics, woo! Okay. And tight jump. More tight jumps. Okay, here we go. I'm going to attempt this first try. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But there's a little skip we can do right here. Alright, we did not do it. It's really tricky because of the way you snap to a grid in this game. If you didn't snap to that grid, then that'd be way simpler. But dying right there makes it a lot easier to get that skip. Okay, now now this level has some of the strangest speed techs in any game I've ever played. I'll try to explain them to the best of my ability as we go, but no guarantees. So these birds are a lot larger than their hitbox. The graphics are not proportional. So this looks super tight, and it could say it is, like a frame-perfect trick every time. But that'd just be lying. And that wouldn't be good. Those crystal frog heads I'm picking up are health, or lives rather, by the way. Another drop into it there. Whoosh. Okay, so yeah, you have to freeze this tile. You have to step on the one tile to freeze the lava tile and activate the lift. Right here is the most challenging part of this entire area. Fortunately, if you get into a rhythm, it's not so bad. But yeah, check this out. You really have to make sure to pace yourself there. You can't go fast, or otherwise you start dropping inputs and going slow. Yeah, the idle dance is pretty good. I'll agree with you there. I missed a cycle. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it does waste about 10 seconds. Alright, so these fire pillars have some of the worst hitboxes in all of video game history. They are huge. So I too early. So what I do for safety there is super hop onto the stable land instead of regular hopping, because you snap to the platform you just left when you regular hop, but you snap to the platform you're going to when you super hop. So it's just a lot safer to do it that way. Now we're on to our last challenge, which is actually not much of a challenge at all, as long as you start at the right time. 1, 2, 3, and you're done. Okay, can we get some bless RNGs in chat for this boss? This is the Fiery Guardian. And all of his attacks are random, and the spawn is random as well. Where is it? There it is. Not too bad. So I have to collect the Frost Shard 3 times in order to defeat him. If I get good RNG, I'll be able to beat out this tidal wave. However, that was not good RNG. Oh, nice. For Ronin. Oh boy. Nice. I had to react to that one. Okay, and the fight's done. That was clutch. Oh, also rip the bitrate, because that is not a good fight for broadcast. Alright guys, ready to get spooked? Messed up the skip. Rip skip. Messed up the skip again. At this point it would have been way faster to do it regularly, but I'm gonna keep going. Nice. Okay, we're good. The return of the frog-eating plants, by the way. I was not paying attention there. Alright, if we frame buffer properly, we will get a good cycle. Nice. I have to focus for this part, so I'm going to be quiet for a second. Nice. Alright, and if you do frame-perfect hops on these lily pads, by the way, they will not sink. It's a pretty good way to tell if you're frame-perfect or not. However, I was not frame-perfect. Which is probably just as well, because if I'd been a frame faster than frame-perfect, then that would have been a dropped input, and plenty of time wasted. Alright, time for the puzzle. This has slowly become one of my favorite rooms, or this favorite level in the entire game. But it did not start that way. It used to be the worst level for me. Let's go ahead and do this. Whoops. And you may notice Roman numerals on the ground, and on the walls and such. You have to memorize those for a puzzle later on. But I already have them memorized, fortunately. This is the worst room. And we got it first try! Nice! So, remember how I was talking about how you snap to the tile you're headed to when you super hop? That actually works against you in that room. I also got that skip first try. There's the puzzle solution. I messed up my cycle there. A lot of alternate paths you can take as well. I wasn't quick enough there. Boing, boing, boing. Right, this is supposed to be a puzzle. But it's really pretty simple once you know what to look for. And we're out of there. Okay guys, epilepsy warning for this next boss. We are going to use the light shard that we got from the Fiery Guardian to defeat death. Which is a common theme in Frogger games for some reason. Killing the Reaper. So he's gonna do 1 or 2 slashes. He did 2. Nice. And then the light shard will spawn in one of 4 corners. And he did the quick kill. Which is to say he swooped up on me and touched me where I didn't want him to. So right after the stream, I'm gonna report him. He's giving me 2 and 3 again. That was a terrible spawn. Alright. Last phase. He's gonna swing 4 to 6 times. That was 4, and that was excellent RNG. Let's go. Okay, absolutely warning. Blah, blah, blah. Here we go. And you're done. Turns out it was a squirrel the whole time. The darkness shard was causing him to appear as the Reaper, but he was really just a squirrel. Okay, there's a new strat for this area. Let's see if I can get it. Nice, I got it. So that's new routing through that area right there. This is Technopolis. A very futuristic and painful paleted area of the game. And there's another example of the misalignment of the grid messing me up. Also, shoutouts to intangible cars. That's pretty cool too. By the way, the hardest speed strat in the game is coming up soon. Later in this level. So I hope you look forward to that. And I hope I can get it first try for you guys. But no guarantees. Here's the first one. Nice. I'm gonna get this checkpoint for safety. So yeah, you have to go right up to the edge of the conveyor belt, turn and hop all at once without any frame buffers. And you have to do that like a dozen times. And we did it first try, let's go. Woo! That is not as easy as it looks. Coming up on our last normal level. This is Digital Dominion. Filled with Katamari princes up to your ears. Good RNG, please. Nice. So that eyeball is supposed to rotate around in the center of the room and shoot laser beams at wherever he's looking. But fortunately I got some good RNG there and did not get a single laser. This is how it looks, by the way. Right. I'm just gonna head back this way. Some more complex platforming right through here. note the lack of checkpoints through here. As you approach the lasers. And this is actually a speed strat that I've never been able to do before. So that was really super clean. First time. First try. And pit. Well, rip that speed strat. It's okay though, because these cycles will align a lot better now. There we go. By the way, not even kidding, I have fallen off those, platforms as I attempt to simply single hop from one to the other. That's how good this game is. Alright, you ready to play some Simon Says? On a piano straight out of the movie Big? Well, you're in luck. Here it is. If I wanted to make you guys sweat, I could say that this is 100% RNG, but it really is the same thing over and over again. 1, 3, 4. 3, 5.